Hey guys, what's up? My name is Mark and welcome back to my channel, and in this video I'm going to be teaching you how to get better color and video quality with your G7X Mark II. So we're going to be tackling the video aspects of the G7X Mark II, and maybe we'll do the photo side in another video, but for today let's just focus on video. Okay, so the first way to get better image quality and video quality out of your G7X Mark II is to shoot in better lighting. I know this is a no-brainer or a very obvious thing to do, but yeah, shooting in better light will allow you to manipulate the G7X Mark II a lot more easier, because you have to remember that this is an APS-C size sensor, so you can't really boost the ISO so much or slap in different lenses, right? Because this is a point and shoot camera. So try to be in good lighting scenarios so you can actually use artificial light to get better image quality rather than adjusting the camera settings and relying on that alone. So yeah, so being in good lighting situations is key if you want to improve image quality with your G7X Mark II. So the second tip I have for you is to keep that EV meter in the center, which is 0. So I know what you're thinking, what is EV? EV means exposure value, and you are going to take advantage of the evaluative metering on the G7X Mark II. Okay, so in Sony we actually call it multimetering. So what is that? In Sony, we call it multimetering, but in Canon, we call it evaluative metering. So this is the camera's ability to tell the user whether your frame or everything in your frame is properly exposed. So what I would like you to do is to keep that line in the center, which is 0. So it's not too overexposed, you're not too underexposed, you're not overexposing the highlights or crushing the shadows. Keep that in the center and you should be good to go. And the third and probably one of the most important tips to getting better image quality with your G7X Mark II is to not use ISO too much. I know this is a setting that is available to all cameras, but trust me, you will not want to bump that ISO too high, because it is not really a magic dial wherein you can introduce light all of a sudden out of nowhere. You're actually introducing just digital light. It's not real. It's just the camera sensor. You're just rendering it more sensitive to light. But I rather have a real light, like maybe a pocket light like this. If you have a little light, you can really bring in actual light rather than using artificial. So keep the ISO levels low, and if you really have to, do not exceed maybe 800 ISO. That's my #1 tip, I think. Just don't play around with the ISO so much. And keep the aperture at f1.8 to make sure that you're getting the most light that you can without touching the ISO too much. And #4 to getting better image quality with your G7X Mark II is switch off the in-body image stabilization. What do I mean by that? So your camera has an in-body image stabilization, right? It's like replicating, not really a gimbal, but it's just making your footage a lot more stable when you vlog. Switch it off, because when you use in-body image stabilization, the camera crops in on your sensor and you're getting a cropped in image, which means you're losing a lot of resolution that you could have used to have it more clear, if you will. So try to switch off in-body image stabilization. If you really want it on, maybe just use it at the lowest setting, but never at the highest, because if you put it on high, and yeah, your image is gonna fall apart really quickly. So I rather use a real gimbal. So yeah, switch off the IBIS and you'll be good to go. And last but not the least is we have to reduce the in-camera sharpening on the G7X Mark II, because digital cameras are very notorious to making your image quality look digital, if you know what I mean. So one way to do that is go into your picture style settings, and we're gonna dial in some settings in there. So first step would be switching on your camera, press Q, and then you're gonna be on this tab right here, press picture style, and then look for neutral, and then ring function. And then here we have a few settings here. The first setting that we're going to adjust is the sharpness strength. We're going to keep that at 0. Sharpness fineness, we're going to keep that at 1. Sharpness threshold, we're going to keep it at 1. Contrast, we're going to put it at -1. Saturation, we're going to put it on +1. And finally, color tone, we're going to put it at +1. And that's it. Just use these settings. So that's it for me, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. These were just a few tips on how to get better image quality with your Canon G7X Mark II. If you have any further questions, leave them down in the comment section down below, and I'll try to help you guys out. And as always, see you guys next time. Peace.